Packer fans, welcome back to the Atrium at GreenBayPackerNation.com. Today is Friday, November 13th. Had to wait till Friday the 13th to have this show. We're going to talk, at this point in the season, it's only halfway done, and yet we already see that if you're like me, no longer are you wanting to talk as much about the games. We are now a Packer nation that is interested in discussing the systemic problem within our organization. It's very clear that we have one. Packers losing 38-28 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who were previously winless. They now have one in the board. Apparently, the Packers were just the spark they needed coming off a bye week to come onto their territory and receive a trouncing. So, seriously, I want to go over a couple stats. We're going to talk about the game a little bit, but then we're going to talk about the problems this team has. So if you're sick of hearing it, stay tuned, because I think I've got some insight that you might be interested in hearing. But for right now, 38 points? Seriously, did I see that right? That the Tampa Bay Buccaneers put up 38 points on our defense. What the heck? Okay, they had like 279 yards of total offense. We had like 404. Okay, one other stat. We had 170 yards rushing the ball. Is it just me, or if you have 170 yards rushing the ball, should there not be a W in the column, or you have melted down and completely self-destructed? If a coaching staff can field a team that is capable of getting 170 rushing yards, and the game plan is that bad that they lose that game and allowing 38 points, that's bad enough, but not able to score more than 30 points with 170 yards rushing, you should take the ball out of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' hands with 170 yards rushing, which, to all intents and purposes, we did. They rushed for like 81 yards. We just gave up points. That's all we did, is give up points. Special teams, interceptions, Aaron Rodgers with 3 picks. Where is this, I'm glad that Brett Favre isn't on our team anymore because now we'll have Aaron Rodgers who isn't going to throw the picks. Had 3 of them, and it's bad. It's very bad. But if you have 170 yards rushing, there should be a W in your column after that game, or the coaching staff needs to be hacked. I don't want to get too negative right off the bat, but those 2 statistics, my goodness, seriously, our defense allowing 38 points against that team and holding their running game to 81 yards and total yardage down there. Our special teams is terrible. We have not upgraded one bit in that regard, and we promoted within house, which is everybody's favorite catchphrase that never gets the job done. We promoted in-house. Well, you should hire the guy that's best for the job. I don't care where he comes from. Hire the guy who's best for the job. And we did not do that, and we're reaping all of the benefits. So this is a very, very bad loss. I think after losing to the Vikings, we at least, we could console ourselves with, hey, they're a good team. We lost against a good team. We did not lose against a good team. This was a rookie starting quarterback, Josh Freeman. This is a team that was 0 at the time until we came to town. I know that there was a curse on this team, but that curse should absolutely not matter. Why? Because we're a better road team than we are at home. Just wait till we go home to play the Dallas Cowboys. We're really doomed then. McCarthy, I believe, is 17-13 at home. We have absolutely 0 home field advantage. We play better on the road because this young team is more focused when they're on the road. They don't know where to go to party. They stay at home and they play better football and are more focused on the road, I think. I could be wrong about that, but the fact is we win more on the road. So you're trying to put that game behind you, but on the one hand it's easy to do because I'm going to watch every game on Sunday. I'm going to enjoy them, but the games don't matter in that sort of overall sense, overriding sense of the story of this season. They just matter for the game. We hope for another Packer win. We cheer on the Packers. That's what we do. We're Packer fans. That will never change. But there's something different now. I think after the Vikings game, you got to this point that, against the Buccaneers, yeah, we'll probably win, but it isn't going to matter because we should. We'll win all the games we should. We'll lose all the ones that are anything but games we should. Then we turn around and lose to the Buccaneers in the fashion that we did. And we had JR and I were on Packer Transplants, Chiefs Head Nation, and I do want to thank Aaron and Corey for having us on as panelists. It was a great time, fun time, but the title of their show was The Beginning of the End, and I think that was very apropos. The guys were standing in the studio wearing three-piece suits. The running joke was that they were all ready for the funeral, and there was a whole lot of, there was sarcasm, but there was a little bit of truth to it as well. This season, I think, is in terms of, playoffs. Playoffs? Don't talk to me about playoffs. Are you kidding me? Playoffs? That's where we're at. And the funny thing about it is, I wish we had a head coach that would sit down and say that very thing. I wish we would see a rant like that out of Coach McCarthy. But we see nothing. Oh, yeah, we got to get that fixed. Oh, yeah, we're disappointed in the number of sacks. I've got to watch the tape about whether Aaron Rodgers is holding the ball too much. I've got to watch the tape about whether our penalties are aggressive penalties or just, what does he call them? I don't know what he calls them, mental mistakes or whatever he calls them. This team is in disarray. So for the rest of the show, I want to talk about that. I don't think, all is lost in the long term. I think for this season, as with most people, I don't think there are a lot of people out there trying to put paint this with rainbow streaks right now. It's very bad in terms of the 2009 season, especially with all the potential that was there. If there was no potential, there would be a very little angst. But there was so much potential with this team, and I think we're, as Packer fans and the GreenBay Packer Nation, very disappointed in a team that should be playing much better.